Libra.
Hello Libra, this is your forecast for July 2014. And the questions we're asking ourselves this month, it's like, where do I go from here? Why? Because you are concluding a journey here which has been a very, I won't say touch and go, but it's been a very focused, actually, direction that you've been taking here the last 6 months. So you're going to see how this is going to shift. You're wrapping it up here in July, in fact. Where Mars now is going to be concluding its journey in your first house. The first house is you. Your physical energy is also Mars, plus the first house is your physical energy, because Mars rules here, this area. So I can see how you have been like the Speedy Gonzales, trying to reach those goals, ambitions that you have set out to do and now concluded. So by July 27th, Mars is going to wave goodbye to this area, and you will see how that, what you've been doing is something that you can praise yourself for, all right? Because you've earned it. And then Mars is going to take on a different focus, where it's going to be looking into your financial sector, your income, how you can make more money. But we're going to talk more about that next month, because that is for August. But yeah, Mars is going to leave you feeling maybe a little exhausted, but also excited, all right? Because the conclusions are now so fulfilled. Venus also here in the 9th house this month is you now looking at areas of growth, spiritual growth. Some of you also as far as higher education. It's in this area of the 9th house that loves to reach for and accumulate new insights. It's up there with Mercury. Mercury has been going retrograde all of June, and if you're listening to this forecast early, well then, yes, you're still undergoing that Mercury retrograde until July 1st, but then it turns around. But it's still going to be in the area of your 9th house, up there with Venus. So, Venus is all about love, those things you desire. So you're wanting, reaching for those desirable pursuits of the 9th house, along with Mercury, which communicates, and they're both in the sign of Gemini, which is also the area of communication. So you might just find that you're talking a whole lot more, sharing insights with fellow either students or friends having the same goals as you. So a lot of this can now be funneled out. But Venus is going to move out of this area July 19th, so it's only like a little bit more than 2 weeks, nearly 3 weeks here in this area. And the 9th house also rules travel. So you might find yourself either out and about traveling, and yes, it is summer, great time for vacation. And for those of you not traveling, well, you might still feel the itch, to get up and out and do something. Now, Mercury will be moving into your 10th house of career. This will be July 14th. So you'll see how you're shifting from the area now of intellectual pursuit and studying, perhaps, and then now really, or researching, a great thing too. Maybe a lot of you are doing research for what it is you want to accomplish or start. And that would be when Mercury goes into your 10th house of career. So, I can foresee some of you looking for new jobs, applications, Mercury rules applications, interviews, those kind of things. So you might be busy this summer looking for that new position. Great time for that will come after July 14th. Prior to that, you might just be looking at availabilities around to where you can send applications. But then after July 14th, you will pretty much be working on your ambitions and your goals. And those of you who are working, you might see that now is a great time for honors to come in, good feedback and reputation, especially after the 19th when Venus joins the area along with Mercury. So you could come to expect, if you're awaiting a promotion, this would be the time of year for you to obtain one, all right? Because they're both in this area, and they will be joining up with the Sun, and Jupiter, which is here, and plus the new moon, all right? The new moon will be a little bit later in the month on the 22nd. But then you got Sun, Mercury, Venus, and on the 27th, I believe, no, the 17th, yeah, Jupiter will then have moved out of this area. So up to the 17th, you still have the blessings and the support of Jupiter to widen this area of your work field and open doors. So make sure you get all your applications out there prior to, while Jupiter is here, okay? Now, Jupiter has been leading you, guiding you, supporting you in the area of career ever since last summer, and now it's waving goodbye as it moves into your area of friendships, hopes, dreams, wishes, also that of extended networks, all the social areas, social networks too. You might come to see how this is going to be expanding and rejuvenating, because it's going to be in the sign of Leo. And Leo is always that heartfelt, warm feeling, right? And then Jupiter expanding the heart chakra. So it's going to be here for a whole full year, this Jupiter, and you have that to look forward to, Libra. So I know you're going to be happy about it, because we ask ourselves, you know, how can I grow this area of my life? Well, you know, Jupiter is going to show you exactly how to grow it. Maybe some of you are going to be joining new groups of people, like-minded people, so you can continue this ongoing stream of information and knowledge that you so love. Now then we have the full moon. The full moon this month is going to be quite powerful, very emotionally felt too. The moon always rules our inner emotions, and here on the 12th, when it's full, it's going to be conjuncting Pluto. All right, and Pluto is transformation, those things that are really deep, deeply felt to the inner of our core. And for you, your Pluto and full moon is in your 4th house, which has to do with the inner self and family connections. So you might see there might be a big emotional thing here within the family, or how you feel about your family members, or news coming in. And in this transformation, I'm seeing that Pluto being retrograde, it might bring a situation of the past now into the picture that needs to be maybe, perhaps, revisited, all right? And then here we also have an opposition on the 4th, which the Sun will be opposing Pluto, the same thing that it's going to be touching upon here on the 12th. So it might start off something on the 4th, and then there might be a conclusion of something on the 12th. Once again, we're looking at inner and outer self, both luminaries touching upon Pluto this month. On the 7th, we have something surprising coming up. I love when we see Venus and Uranus hold hands, because there's an unexpected surprise. For you, it's going to be between the 9th house and Uranus, your 7th house. That's your partner. So whether that is a spouse, and if you're single, well, hey, you might come across paths with a new person, a new love interest. And in that case, it could also even be while you're out and about traveling, since Venus is there in your 9th house. So keep your eyes peeled, right? On the 9th, we have some decision to be made, and I'm seeing that you're feeling really good about this decision. It might have been in the works for a while, but then here, see, the Sun and Saturn are going to have a golden triangle, and Saturn will always make sure, when it's in a good aspect, that it's going to ground something, give it good roots, something that's trustworthy, something that's solid. And for you, this is going to be between your 10th house of career, 2nd house for money and income. There might be news of some money on this day that is going to be celebrated, actually. Why? Because you know it's going to anchor something down. All right, so pay attention to that on the 9th. Now, on the 13th, for those of you single, Libra, that would be the day to be out and about and see if you can meet somebody. It is the most romantic day of the entire month. Venus and Mars, beautiful golden triangle, and so you're just that much more animated, and your energies are high, and you're just so expressive and so beautiful on this day where Venus is radiating and Mars is action. It's just like those two things, they will just, it's like butter, right? It's just smooth in this new connection. For those of you in an existing relationship, well, this is a wonderful time for you, just between the two of you. We have the 19th, Mercury and Neptune. Mercury is communication. It's also knowledge, insight, and Neptune here, also in a beautiful trine. And so I see inspiration. This inspiration here, pretty much for you, I would like to say is 10th house. It's how you work, or how you want to work, should I say, and being expressive about it, bringing it out, and vocalizing, you know, being verbal about your dreams. So if you are now going out for an interview, don't be afraid, don't hold back. Tell them how you foresee yourself moving along, how your work ethics are, and what your goals, long-term goals. Neptune is a long-term planet. It's coming from your 6th house, okay? That's for your day-to-day schedules, routine, how you work with co-workers. You might want to bring that up in this conversation too, whether you're a team player or not. That Neptune here is inspiring how you communicate to a potential new boss. If you're not looking for a new job, well, then it could just be a time where perhaps if there's any reviews, talking to your supervisor or boss, well, then make sure that you share with him and her also what it is you foresee. Vision. Think about Neptune, long-term vision. On the 19th, you might be waiting to hear back from something that was already initiated. You might not hear, so don't get too antsy here. Hold your horses. I'm seeing news coming in, breaking news coming in on the 22nd that will give you exactly the insight that you're looking for, which I feel is going to be between home, family members, and on the other flip side of that will be within work, career. So there might be some news on either end that is bringing a conclusion of the old, where you're now being able to look at these new goals. So I'm really excited for you here, Libra, because this month is all about now empowering yourself, finding your strength. Also, where you'll be looking at money and where you can find your money. Why? Because Venus is moving into that 10th house of career. Venus will also be creating this opposition with Pluto, just like Mercury did on the 22nd, Venus is going to do on the 28th. So that whole week is really going to be opening up these new doors where you can now finally shut the door to the old and look at what it is now you're starting, okay, these new beginnings. And here the 24th, I think you might already hear a little bird, you know, with some news about money and about the possibility. Maybe this is the interview on the 24th, Venus and Neptune. Just like on the 19th, that might be a first interview, and then the second interview can come on the 24th. First it was communication, the second one is about money. Now we're settling matters here financially. Don't be afraid to set your price, because that is what you deserve, and you know what you deserve, and now is the time to embed it into this new code that you're setting up. And then you will probably not know anything final before the 28th. So these aspects, what we're looking at here, it's career, and it's home and family, and the one will, of course, you know, affect the other. The two are tied in together. And then we have Jupiter moving into the more social sector. And so, you know, you've spent a lot of energy here this whole last year of setting things up, envisioning. Now we're seeing action. So there will be, you know, a perfect time for you to actually now start spreading your wings now back out into the hopes and dreams and wishes and friendships, and like I said, being more social. Now Mercury is going to go direct from July 1st, We have Uranus retrograde from July 22nd, no, yeah, 22nd to December 22nd. So we're going to see how Uranus is going to do in your area of relationships or your committed partner. Uranus, when it goes retrograde, it will be for these months, having you look back at what was already initiated, already started. Now you're going to be fine-tuning things with your partner, which will then be moved direct from the 22nd of December. Neptune is retrograde until November 16th. Neptune is in your 6th house for day-to-day routines, diets, and so forth. Neptune is now asking you to look to the past in order to move forward again in November. So it's more looking back over, am I eating right? You know, am I getting enough workout? Have I been working out too little? Adjustments going on there. Then we have Pluto is also retrograde in the area of home for you until September 23rd. And Pluto, you know, when it is retrograde, all of these outer planets, they work more on our subconscious level rather than the conscious level. And since they move so slowly, we don't really see the big to-dos with them, unless when aspects, you know, the transits come and hit them smack on, then we get a feel on them. But your transformation is all about how you live and where you live, you know, and family members and so forth. So that's going to be going on until September 23rd. So listen, you have a great month here, Libra. I know the shifts that is coming in for you is something you're going to be really happy about. And next month we're going to be talking about how you're going to be streamlining your financial situation here, especially when Mars hooks up with Saturn in this area. So I'll see you then. Just make sure that you listen to your moon and your rising sign, and I'll see you.